I am oh, Hi, I am Miranda Udabe pursuing my master's degree in curriculum and instruction through the College of Education at Grand Canyon University. In this video, I will show you how to effectively build relationships through coaching conversations. After reviewing recent student data, Shelby Bradshaw recognized a need to adjust reading instruction. In this coaching conversation, I establish a sense of trust by recognizing the good instructional strategies that Mrs. Bradshaw is already using and keeping the conversation student centered. Hi, Mrs. Bradshaw. Come on in. I'm glad we were able to find time to meet today. I could tell you were feeling a bit uncomfortable during PLCs. How are you feeling now?
Yeah, thanks for taking the time to meet after school. I'm still uncomfortable about my students' reading data, and I'm feeling unsure on how to move forward with effective.
I know that your team does departmentalized planning and you're responsible for reading instruction. So I understand that it's important for you to plan impactful lessons. After analyzing your data in PLCs, what concerns are you seeing in your data?
I'm so glad you get it. I don't want to let my team down. Student growth is really important to the third grade team. My main concern is that I feel like I'm utilizing the curriculum like I was taught to plan, but the skills don't match what is being assessed on the formative and summative assessment.
I laugh when I'm nervous too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is creating the problem. I know the kids can't be successful on skills they haven't been taught, but I'm unsure of where to fit the skills in that they'll be assessed on. The team still feels it's important that we stick to the skills taught in the regular lessons. It doesn't make sense to make new assessments at the end of every module. I'm really stuck. What should I do?
You do a thorough job of assessing and utilizing the curriculum as it's given, and also adapting the depth of knowledge throughout the lesson to scaffold the rigor for the students. During past observations that I have had the pleasure of watching your lessons, I've recognized the opportunities you give your students to work both together and independently. I recognize how disappointing it can be when you're feeling that the instruction, when you're providing, sorry, the instruction, but you feel like you're still missing a certain aspect.
It's exactly how I'm feeling. Earlier this quarter, we decided as a team that it's not within the best interest of time to do the first assessment in the module because of state testing coming up. Now I'm second guessing it because it would tell us how our students are doing on those skills.
In addition to relationship and trust building strategies, coaching strategies are also imperative to effective conversations. For this conversation, I began with listening to Mrs. Bradshaw without an obligation to act or give advice. By doing so, I allowed Miss Bradshaw to voice all of her concerns. The second strategy was to value the silence. So you might have noticed that I was doing a lot of head nodding. This allowed Miss Bradshaw to reflect on her concerns and possible solutions. As an instructional coach, it is important to respect the adult learner by viewing them as a self directed learner. By allowing the faculty member to guide the conversation, they are able to identify solutions that will work for them.
Is it bad that we aren't taking a day to assess?
Well, there's no right or wrong answer. Only what you think is best for your kids. Are there any other ways that you could be using that test?
Like, not as a test?
Sure, why not? Think of it as just another tool for you to use within your instruction.
Oh my goodness. Like, I can do a mini test talk with my students each day. We will use the last test we aren't using, which will still save time, and this will give students access to the skills we need to assess at the same time. Model test taking strategies for the upcoming state test. I love this.
Wow, that does sound like an awesome way to meet your students' needs. And I am happy to support you with implementing this.
Thanks, but I think I know exactly what I'm going to do. I feel so motivated now. I am heading back to my room to plan. I really appreciate your help.
Anytime, Mrs. Bradshaw.